Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. The other time I was talking to you guys about how I got myself to Juba, and so in this video looking at the preliminaries that I had to deal with before I came here. I already told you in the previous video that my confirmation came on Thursday. I don't remember the date, but she'll be yeah, it was actually the 30th of August. And so the whole week, of course, I was looking forward to it, but you know, there is not much you can do without like the confirmation. So I was really waiting for the offer letter, which came on that Thursday. So I gave my resignation on Friday morning, and so I was now open to really prepare to come. Whoever I was talking to, that is the principal of my current station, asked me to get some documentation. I needed to send my resume, soft copies of my academic documents, a COVID certificate, a yellow fever, I say card, you know. I asked around, I was able to pay 2,000 for the same. I needed the yellow fever card. That one, I was the only three places that are offered. We have JKIA, City Hall in town, and I think the other one was Wilson. At City Hall, the charge was 3,000. In JKIA, the charge was 2,500. So I just needed to choose where I wanted to go. I did have a passport, but it was a big deal because when I was thinking about the whole thing, remember I said I wasn't prepared for any of this. Everything happened within a week, and I actually mean it. Like, I had no plans to travel. Of course, I had hopes that someday that will happen, but not really at that particular time, because you know, we're always talking about, oh, I'll prepare my passport, I'll get it, you know. So I was still in those stages. No application has been done, nothing. So like when I was sharing with my sister, sharing with my friend, they were like, you can't go anywhere without a passport, you know. I was really working on hope, because I told you my friend was already there. So I was like, if he's there, he can't tell me something that, you know, is not workable. Because the first question he asked me, do you have a ready passport? And I was like, no, I don't have a passport. But then he said, I'll talk to the principal and tell him. Apparently, people can get here with temporary permits. So that is what I used. So when I was talking to the principal and he was telling me, oh, you need to get, among the documents was also a temporary permit. So I got that the same Thursday when I was going home from work. It was 300 bob from eCitizen. So I went, applied. Of course, there is also the fee that the cyber people will charge you, but then I got it because that was my first thing. Like after I got it, I was like, now it's happening. Like I'll still you know, like at that time I was having a mixture of emotions, because I have a son. I'm not sure how I'm gonna leave him. My sister is on my neck because they're like, we want a plan. What's your plan? What are you going to do about Caden? My mom cannot even understand what the heck is happening. You just got to your previous station just 1 year ago, where, you know, like it was just so difficult. I didn't have the passport. In fact, I was actually looking for money, but you know, during those times, you're always reaching out to people who you think they can help, but for particular reasons, nobody ever has money. So I couldn't get that amount of money. So I gave up on the passport thing, and I said, if this temporary permit doesn't work, then too bad for me. But then he had told me there are people who had come here without passports, and so I just held on to that thought. I got the documents, all of them cleared from the same school and everything. I had to pack. That's when all kind of emotions were coming into me. Well, since I got the idea, I had prepared my son and told him I'm going far on job purposes. You know, like just getting him to get used to the idea that mommy won't be around, which was not really easy, because I was telling him I'm going for 3 months and I'll be coming back in December. Of course, he knows months of the year, but then I could just imagine that he didn't really know the magnitude of what it all involved, because he will not be seeing me for days. He won't be able to, you know, all those kind of things. I was just imagining. But anyway, to cut the long story short, he came to get used to the idea. After I got my documentations, I was able to confirm to the principal that I have all of them, and so I was set. So that's when he sent me my plane ticket. So I only had 2 days to finalize everything else. So he sent me the ticket I think on Saturday, and I was to leave on Monday. So the ticket was, I was supposed to be at the airport at 4 a.m. Leave the airport at 7 and be here an hour and a half later, or 2 hours at most. So I got ready, prepared everything, and that night I remember when my son was sleeping, I was like, you have no idea, you're not gonna see me in a while again, like physically. because of course I had a plan. I'd be talking to him. I call him every day, but then that was it. I bid my friends goodbye, and then I booked an Uber for that late. No, it's not late night, but it's early morning because it's 4. So sometime around 3:20, yeah, to come and pick me up. And that is how I got myself to the airport and got myself here to Juba. Like the whole thing is when you're looking at opportunities, I came to understand that there's never really the right time for them. Like when an opportunity comes, if you don't take it up, then it's just that. It's just that. I mean, like that's just it. Because when I was talking to some of the people, they were like, "No, you're not ready for this." Of which, for sure, I wasn't ready because I had no passport. And also the school I was working for, they were not going to pay me. So you can just imagine the financial implications that this whole thing had on me. No salary. But then I have my people. I decided to leave my son in the house with my house help, and then my sister would take care of them, like in the meantime that I wouldn't be there. But then also that is just a temporary solution. We need a permanent solution, something that I really still need to think about there. So I didn't want him to go back to the village to my mom, in as much as he'd be well taken care of, but I just thought about his academics because he was in term 3. It's also a new school for him. I thought going back to the village would make him regress in his, the progress that he has made over the past few months. And so it was just a lot. So the whole thing is we will never be ready for an opportunity. So when something comes, you just do everything that you can to make things happen. So at that time, remember, my sister wasn't even, we were not even on the same page. When you know that that's the one person who can really help you, but because you can't reason together, you can't actually even approach them because there's nothing you guys will talk about. So that was my situation. So I tried as much as possible to find, some little funds from friends, but that wasn't quite successful. But then eventually we got to discuss. People helped me to talk sense into her, and she agreed. And she's the one who really tried to help me, take care of everything, because I had to pay rent. My son goes to school. They had just opened school, and something needed to be paid. I needed to do shopping because you can't just leave people in the house like that. So I had those 3 major things to do, and I didn't have money. Like I told you, it was end month, but then my school wasn't paying me simply because I was leaving. So there's nothing I could do about that. By Jove, I had some side hustle. There was a class that I was taking, so I was able to get around approximately 20K from there. And then also I was looking forward to this merry-go-round. Sometimes you never know when they're coming around. So it just happened that today, which is the 15th, was supposed to be my turn, and my sister is also in that chama. So I told her, how about you just help me, and then when that money comes, you'll have part of it to take care of what you'll have done for me. And that is how I was able to take care of everything, and I got myself to Juba. So when an opportunity comes, you'll never really be ready for it. So it's upon you. You take it or you leave it, because you never know when next it will knock on your door. I'll see you in my next one.